I got this giant cooler, and look in here. Holy moly. This is all change in the storage unit. There's a bag of quarters, or bag of change. Bag of change. I left a few bags just to see, like, this is all dimes. I want to see how much dimes are in here. Wow. 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 What the heck is this? Let's see, screen. There we go. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Look at me, auctioneer extraordinaire at the wonderful, wonderful building. And man, it's been a long day. And they say a long week. But hello, I appreciate everybody out there. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful time. And let's see what we got. We got Amy, J&J. What's up, J&J? And Amy, we got Megan O'Brien, Dolphins. What's up, Dolphins? And I don't know if you paid Joe or not. Just make sure you did. Megan O'Brien, Skylar Dog, Marcia. Let's see who else we got here. Wow. Michelle, Teresa, Mayor Dan. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you soon, Mayor Dan. James, Jason. What's going on, everybody? Hello. Sue, how we doing today? Hope you have a good day. Lori, hello. What's going on? Mark. Hello. I appreciate you guys so much. Hello. Man, Heidi, Christine, Leslie, hello. Appreciate everyone. Suzanne, woo. Man, J&J, crazy day, crazy storage unit. Yeah, my day. Oh man, what a day. So it started off, unfortunately, I made a bad decision and someone brought a deal to me, a potential deal. And the gentleman used his mother, who is sick, to basically draw at my heartstrings, to make me think, oh, he's a good guy because he takes care of his mother. So I never do this, and I did, and I fronted him some money for a deal that we were supposed to do. And then he tried to ghost me and not talk and all this other stuff, and I got all kind of stuff. It's gonna take time now, and so I went to his place of being today, and just to go talk to him, and he called the police. Now, and called the police. He lied to the police. And it's so funny. It was hilarious because I had one of my employees there across the street videotaping just in case the guy shot me or did anything crazy. And I'm well prepared. I'm not afraid. I always, I have protection, but I didn't even bring my protection with me. I didn't need to worry about that. And I'm trained in enough ways I don't need to talk about, so I'm not afraid of anyone or anything like that. I can hold my own, and I don't want to get in any confrontation with anybody. So I just wanted to try to talk to him and see, hey, what's going to happen? What's going on? So instead, he hid behind the door and then called the police and saying, this guy's trying to break in my house right now. Oh, my gosh, he's about to break in. He's going around to the back door. And I'm just laughing because I got it all on video. I have a guy across the street videotaping me, a neighbor over there watching. None of this stuff's happening. And then, they only sent 5 police cars. It was, I think it's sad. Only 5 police cars for me. I thought they'd at least get 6. And so, as you can see from the video, that's one of the police officers came up. There's cars all over it. I don't know, not the video, the thumbnail. And it's just so sad that, I know where you live. You take care of your mother all the time. And then you're going to go ahead and steal from someone that's trying to help you out. Only thing I've done in my whole life is help people out. And I'm too nice of a person. That's my fault. It's a fault of mine. And some people say that's not a fault, Robert. Well, it's a fault because sometimes you let down your guard and you say, hey, you try to do something and you figure, well, you've helped out so many other people, and just so sad. And the saddest part is not just being a liar or a thief, is that you use your mother to perpetrate your own fraud or whatever you want to call it. It's just so horrible that you would do that to your mom that's sitting there. And I told this, I yelled, through the door. Hopefully his mother could hear me. I said, "Hey, your son's a liar and a thief." And, I'm sorry to tell you that, ma'am, but it's true. And, it's my fault. Like I said, too nice a person. I let my guard down. I trusted somebody, and you shouldn't trust people, and I shouldn't put myself in that predicament. And I got all kind of stuff on film, and the guy's an idiot. I mean, just for the stuff that I have, you would, think, I am a YouTuber and everything. So, and I can't wait to get the hold of the body camera footage, and I'll be putting out a video of all of it, but I'm going to wait and wait and wait till I get the body camera footage. I'm going to be going to court and all kind of stuff. And, I think the guy just thought, oh, this guy's just going to walk away. He's not going to do anything, well, shame on you, to even think such a thing. And the whole worst thing is I was just trying to help him, and he took advantage of that situation. What are you going to do? So, well, it was J&J was a consignment / buyout. And, he was supposed to be doing this deal, and we were supposed to buy it out together, and then we were going to split the deal. And I did business once before with this guy. So I thought it wasn't big business, nothing. I went over there and I bought a few things one time or something. And I just thought, his mom's sitting there laying in bed 24/7. She's been bedridden for 5 years. Can't get even out of bed. She's on breathing. She gets fed with liquids. And I saw this and I said, wow, anybody that sits there and takes care of their mom, they would never, I thought he was a saint, and I didn't realize he's a sinner. Maybe the guy has a drug issue. Maybe he has an addiction, other addiction, gambling addiction, a sex addiction, whatever else. I'm hoping that the money he needed was just for his mom. I'm hoping that the only reason you would stoop so low is because you needed the money for your mother or something to help your mother. That's the only reason that I can't justify it any other reason, because you could just came to me and said, "Hey, Rob, I'm in this situation, blah, blah." And maybe I could have helped. Maybe I couldn't. I don't know. Maybe I can give him some ideas, some places to go, something. But, instead, well, like I said, everyone makes mistakes in life, and I made a mistake. And I'm not going to sit there and, the thing is, you try to do something right, and they take advantage of the situation. The guy's a liar. He's a thief. Lie directly to the police. And this is the best part. I go to the police. So they say, well, sir, this is going to be a civil matter. That's no problem. We were more than happy to go to civil court. I said, civil matter, okay. But isn't calling the police and lying to the police, isn't that a felony or some kind of against the law? Because clearly, because this is what I didn't finish even telling you the story. When the police came, one went to the house, one came to me, one went to the guy I had sitting there in the car filming, and two other officers just kind of stood there like backup, whoever needed help, they're going, And so the one officer goes in the house and hears this guy's total BS, lies, all that stuff. He comes out. Well, another officer goes in for a little bit, and then that officer comes out and goes right to my guy that was filming his car. He goes, "I need to see your film." He watches the film. He goes, "Well, I guess I got to go tell the other officer this guy is full of BS." He didn't use those words. He used the whole word, but boom. He said, "This guy is full of BS." So I go, he lied to you guys. You have it on film. He called and said, I was trying to break into his house, hoping maybe you guys would swarm me, putting my life in danger. Okay, number one, wasting taxpayer dollars. Number two, sending 5 police officers for a guy that was just knocking on the door asking for, hey, why don't you come talk to me like a man? But obviously you're not a man. You're a coward and you hide behind a door. You can't even come out and talk to me face to face. But it was amazing. Yesterday, you should see all the stuff he could say on the phone. That's the amazing thing about people. You know, they're really big talkers, and then you go to talk to them, and they don't even want to talk to you. They want to hide behind a door and call the police and lie to the police. So I brought this to the police attention, and you know what they told me? They said, well, he didn't call the emergency. He called the regular line. He didn't call 911. I said, oh, so it makes a difference what number he calls. He lies to the police. That makes a difference. They didn't want to answer my questions. So there's a whole other thing I got to go bring up and try to find out why didn't the police want to do anything? Why didn't they feel that they didn't even give the guy any kind of warning or anything else, that you were falsifying, you're lying to the police officer, you're causing a scene, and once again, putting my life in danger. The police come there, what happens if they just, you know what's happened in police. They've come before and just start shooting. I'm over there holding my phone. They could have thought it was a gun. Boom, shoot me. All because this guy called the police. Because he is such a coward and a thief and a liar. And it's all going to be brought up. All to the YouTube world. You guys all get to see him. And how's he going to hide? His whole family's going to see. His whole family's going to know who he was. Why? Over some money? I mean, amazing. But I love you guys. I appreciate everybody. And this is going to be such a great week. Such a great week. I mean, it's been a great week. You know what I did today? I went and cleaned out a storage unit. After all this morning fun, me and Jack went and cleaned out a storage unit. You guys want a sneak peek? The first item I pulled out. I'm just going to show you an eBay comp. Well, I'll show you a picture of the item first. Let me see. Oh my gosh. It was such a great day. I'm not going to let anything get me down. And I get a storage unit like this, and it's just God saying, hey, Rob, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You did the right thing. He's doing the wrong things. And here, blessing. Okay, take a look. Now, this is back there. We plugged it in. That's an actual guitar inside the neon light. It's a Budweiser electric guitar, an actual working guitar. Okay, Budweiser light. I paid $690 for the unit. Okay, this is the first thing. You could see it in the pictures when I bid on the unit. And let's see, where did I do that? I got so much stuff on my phone. You'd not want to see my phone. It's a nightmare. Boom, 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 boom. I can't even find it now. So now I have to go to eBay. Man. Filter. Show more. Sold. Sold. They were asking $1,100. They took a little bit less. $1,000 item. First item I pull out. So it was a 10 by 20 unit, ladies and gentlemen. Jack, he was like this. Because he didn't think the unit was going to be that good. And it just got better and better and better. And the back right corner of the one tote, I'm like, oh my gosh. Tote right up in front. That price, I'm just like, wow. I'm just pulling out $100 items, $50 items, $100 item, $100 item, $50 item, $1,000 item, $200 item, $300 items, brand new in the box stuff. I mean, I'll tell you another cool thing I found today. It was an ice chest that has a foosball table on top of it that you would like take outside, and you could have your beer in there and play foosball. So that was awesome unit. Awesome unit. So much good stuff. Snow blowers like brand new. I mean, pressure washer, there's tools, there's collectibles, autographs. I mean, it was such a great unit. And Jack's just like, man, I said, that's it. Sometimes this guy knows what he's doing. Sometimes knows what he's doing. Thanks, J&J. J&J, you guys got to see the part 2 of their videos coming out tomorrow. And the unit they bought out there in Chardon, yeah. And, man, it just gets better and better with that unit. That unit's so much cool stuff in that unit. It was a time capsule. 20-some years the guy had the unit. So you got to check out J&J tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a sweet video. And then you guys seen the change count video, the final chapter wrapped up? So that was pretty awesome. And I do have some stuff to auction off tonight and to give away. But you do have to be a member. Speaking of auctions, this weekend, awesome auction. Next weekend's the Star Wars and Dolphins gave me some stuff. Some awesome die-cast cars and some promo cars that the dealerships would give away. So awesome stuff. That'll be the weekend after. And tomorrow, I'm picking up this house, antiques, collectibles. There's boxes and boxes full of just, Joe, I know you're listening, Joe and Jenna, die-cast. There's Hot Wheels. There's Matchbox. There's Corgi. There's Smith Miller. There's Tonka. There's Ertl. Then the guy, they had an antique shop. So there's all kind of cool antiques and stuff. There's old signage. The guy was a bus driver to celebrities. He actually drove the bus for David Copperfield for 10 years. Talk about a job. Driving a bus for David Copperfield. I mean, you got to have some stories right there. He probably made the bus disappear and the driver would come out and be like, "Where's the bus? Where's the bus? Oh my gosh, it's gone." I'm just joking. Oh, there it is. So, oh my gosh. So much great stuff. And man, so many awesome auctions. And this house tomorrow, I can't wait. I'm going to do a video. I think the Concolator might come out tomorrow. He might come out and film. I might bring my son out there. I might bring I think my business partner's coming. Shane's going out there maybe. And then I think a few guys will be at the building. We'll have Chachi and Mike. And I think Joe's dad will be at the building tomorrow. So a bunch of us going out there to load up this house. Jack has to go get his wisdom teeth taken out. I said, "Jack, you're not going to be so smart now. Take your wisdom teeth out." But no, Jack, man, this kid has been working like a workhorse. Awesome. It's so nice to have Jack around, and he's learning a lot, and he's great, man. It's been great. And speaking of great, everyone see how much money I found in that storage unit? Most money I ever found in a unit. And you know what we're going to sell? Oh, let me get. Oh, here it is. This thing right here. You guys seen I found this? It's got $1977. That's the year I was born. And it's got all these Susan B's and there's an Eisenhower. I think there's one behind the dollar too. There's some stamps in there. It's a $25 opening bid. That includes free shipping in the 48 continental states. And you get the awesome framed coin from the awesome coin hoarder storage unit. And $25 opening bid. And you get that. It's not going to be cheap to ship, I can tell you that. All right, what do you now? Anybody want it now? $25. $25 go now. $25 go now for the coin collection from the coin hoarder unit now. Anybody want it now? $25 go now. Get them all one money now. $25 go now. $20 framed and all. $25 go. Hang it up. Put it next to your bed. What do you ever want to do now? Get $25 go now. Anybody want it now? $25 go. Winning bidder. Email secondsays@gmail. Full name, YouTube name, full address, item description, and all. We'll send you out a beautiful PayPal invoice and go from there. Teresa says she graduated in high school in 1976. Well, congratulations. I know I was born in 77. So now we know how old you are. And everyone knows how old I am. I'm not getting any younger. That's for sure. Hey, now $25 go. Anybody want it now? Now $25 go now. 25. We got graduated in 1964, Amy. Nice. $25 go now. $25 go now. 25. Anybody want it? I thought someone would want this awesome thing. Good evening, Alan. Well, look at one more time. $25. Ooh. And then we have to show some video from today. $25 go. Anybody want it now? $25 go. Fair warning. Do I have a bid? No. I see everyone talking about things. I thought for sure this would go. What do I know? Well, fair warning, $25. I guess we're going to pass it. I'll just have to put in the regular auction. Maybe I'll give it to Jack. If I can find it again. All right. Well, we're going to do a giveaway here. And these are the state quarters. I just started pulling out all the different states. And I think we got 23 when I was going through the change. I didn't look that hard, but 23 of the 50 state quarters. And this is going to be a giveaway. Free 99, ladies and gentlemen. Free 99. If you remember, we're giving away free money. So I think it's 23 state quarters. So free money. I love giving away free money. And Sue, you can get it. Michelle, you can get it. You can get the free money. Suzanne, you're available to get some free money. Dolphins, you can get some free money. So let's do something real. We'll just do a quick number game. Hold on, let me write down a number here. This way it's all legit. There's the gray marker. We're going to do between 700 through 800. And go 700 through 800. What's up, TDK? Oh, yeah. Cops called today. It was a good time. 700 through 800, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, you go ahead and win free money. Free money now. So we got Lori at 779. Skylar Dog, 707. I like that. No, but 777. I almost guessed this number, but I did not. John, 743. 789, 711, 777, 730, 723, 737. Nope. 742, 767. Nope. We're getting someplace close. 740, 745, 750, 731. I'm trying not to miss it this time. 800, 751, 800, 754, 788. No. We were close earlier. Now we're getting farther away. Now we're getting close again. No. Uh-oh. Hold on. Man, I saw someone win it, but they're not a member. Are they? Let's see if they're a member. Hold on a second. I just saw the number. Now I can't find it. Nope, they're not a member. Not a member. But you did guess it. But you got to be a member to win. Someone guessed it that wasn't a member. That should help you guys. You can go back and look. Michelle, let's see if you're the winner. I got to go back. Make sure you are unofficial winner at this point in time. Michelle. See, 776. Let me know if she is the actual winner. Anyone else see someone to come in before 776? I don't see anybody else, but I could have missed them. I'm not perfect. We already talked about that. I made a mistake trusting someone that had to get the police involved. Always a good time. So, Michelle, I believe you are the winner. Because see how you are. Guess 776, but you're not a member. But we do appreciate the guess. So I'm going to say you are the winner. Anyone disagree with that? So winner, Michelle. Just go ahead and email Second Sense. And you're going to get free state quarters from this unbelievable quarter. There's so much money. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just in money. And I probably should have brought a calculator with me.
You don't need a calculator to count money.
No?
Nope. Just need fingers and toes, man.
Fingers and toes. How's your day, Conky?
Apparently better than yours. I didn't get the cops called on me. Any day you can end without having the cops called on you that day is a good day.
You know, it's just one of those days. Let's show a little video, Conky. Let's see if I can find a little video here. Oh, such fun. So much fun. This unit was so much fun, though. I can tell you that.
Hello, everybody.
Let's see. So you can start hearing them. I know I should just
Are they coming with sirens on and everything?
Oh, yeah. They came with sirens on. I was breaking into the house, Conky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were.
Oh. So, hold on. I just want to see when they're all pulling up. It was hilarious. They only sent Conky. They only sent. I was kind of disappointed because they only sent 5 cop cars. I was hoping 6. I guess they know I'm older than I used to be.
That's no way to do you any justice at all.
I know. It's like only 5 cop cars for me. Oh, here. Let's see it. My camera keeps doing stay. I'll full screen me, Conky. What's up, Hales?
What up?
What happened to you? I see you, but now I don't see you. Hold on. Let me put you back. No. That's so weird. I can see you, but I. Oh,
This is what I hope.
maybe we can get some. Please.
He's a witness to everything.
They pull up on my guy.
He's a witness to this guy lying on the phone to you police officers saying I'm trying to break into his house, anything else. I knocked on the door to talk to him. I have everything on video. How you doing?
Are you trying to get into this house?
I was not trying to. I knocked on the door. I have it on video. You guys are more than happy to watch because he's a liar and he took $3,500 from me.
Do I even want to ask what happened?
Oh,
it sounds like
there'll be a whole video to watch, Hales.
Wow.
So, and then I don't know when.
Let me
I got
guess.
an awesome unit today, though, Hales.
You what?
I got an awesome unit. Well, I bought it yesterday, but I went through it today, and it was awesome. First item, $1,000 item.
No way.
A Budweiser neon light guitar. It has an actual electric guitar that's Budweiser guitar. And then it's surrounded by neon and it says Budweiser.
Huh. You gonna keep it?
No, I'm selling it.
How much you pay for the unit?
I paid $690.
Well, heck, that ain't bad.
That's what I thought. Here's a.
Wow. Man.
That's it.
And all I found down here in Florida was brand new Nintendo Entertainment System games.
Yeah, it looks like you found something like that.
Yeah, that.
Didn't you find some micro machines or something?
Hundreds and hundreds of micro machines. Disney.
Life is good.
Nice.
Boy, there might be some stuff coming back up north for you two.
I saw a couple pictures today. I was going to respond. It's just been. You see, I'm in my building, so you can already know what kind of day it's been. It started super early. Got to go deal with the police. And then I had to come here. We had to create a bunch of space. And then because I got this unbelievable house I'm doing tomorrow that's stacked and packed with die-cast toys. There's a Matchbox, Hot Wheels. There's Smith Miller. There's Corgi. There's Tonka. There's Ertl.
Tootsie?
Tootsie, I'm sure. I'm sure there's got to be a little Tootsie there.
Micro machines?
Quite possible. The guy did have, man, why can't I think of the name of those things right now? The big plastic, like Godzilla size, but they're like the robot guys. Shogun Warrior.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know, Shogun Warriors. I saw one of those guys sitting around. I mean, there's stuff all over the place. There's a basement, bedrooms, garage, and an outbuilding.
I looked that up where that is, where I'm meeting you tomorrow. That's like right around the corner from the property I just bought.
That's awesome, Conky.
I bet it doesn't have one of these.
Is that a wind-up turtle?
Yeah, that one actually you put in the water and it goes in the water.
Yeah. This turtle gets water. unlike other turtles in Otter Creek that don't have any water. So, yeah.
No water.
It's a shame.
So you guys are both going to the house tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
And I'm stuck in 100-degree weather down here in Florida, and you guys are going to a hoarder house?
And yeah, they had an antique shop back in the day. And the parents are still alive. Unfortunately, they're in a home. They need to sell the property. And this is the one I kind of told you about. I guess it's right by Conkey's property. Because they talked about putting a storage facility at Conkey. What do you think?
Right there?
They're talking about boat and RV storage.
Yeah, that would probably work.
I'll still be here, but I'll be right back.
Nice. So
Yeah, that probably boat and RV storage would probably work really good right there.
That's what they were talking about doing. It's 5 acres.
As long as the zoning's kind of a pain.
It's zoned commercial already.
Well,
but what kind of commercial, right?
No, commercial doesn't work. You need industrial.
So you need industrial for like storage. I know you would know if anyone knows. You and Hales, you guys have been messing with that stuff.
Yeah, most communities already have an I-1 industrial. If they're zoned. Now where my property is, I can put whatever storage facility I want there because there's no zoning. I can build a stamping plant. I can put in a junkyard. I can put in a convenience store. I can do anything I want.
Can you rent it and like launch rockets from there or something for like
maybe
SpaceX?
You know any better than rocket?
I don't know. I figured SpaceX could rent it for you.
Right.
July 4th is coming, Conkey.
Tell you, they got all those fireworks places out there. They'll blow the place up.
So I know there's a big announcement. When are you going to make that big announcement? Next week?
You
on your live?
You talking to me or Conkey?
You.
You want me to make it right now?
That's up to you. I don't know if you want everyone to know you're pregnant, but that's fine.
Well, I am pregnant. I'm giving birth to a food baby. It'll probably drop tomorrow morning.
As soon as you said food baby, I was just thinking of those toys, the food guys. You know what I'm saying? The food fighters.
Yeah, food fighters. Yeah.
For some reason, as soon as you said food baby, I'm just thinking of these food fighters dropping out of you. So that was a horrible thought.
All right. What you doing, Willis? Travis Willis is heading back to Ohio, and with me and George, and we're gonna have a good time. We've got some fun things planned. So there's some projects we're going to be working on, and some other fun things that we're going to be doing. And particularly on Thursday, June 26th, a lot of us are going to be involved in Auctioneer School. And Travis was like, hey, a lot of people have been reaching out when I go to Ohio. They want to do a meetup. And everybody knows how George and I feel right now about doing meetups. We don't feel it's exactly safe. And so originally I went, I don't think that's a good idea. But then I went, unless we have legitimate security there. And if there's legitimate security, I got no problem whatsoever. So my knee-jerk reaction was no, because of all the crazies. And there's no doubt whatsoever, more and more crazies keep being added to this reality of my life. But so I made a phone call. And I called a mayor and I said, hey, if we did a meet and greet, would you want to be a part of it? And could we get local police to actually provide security? And at any rate, come to find out, we've got a uniformed officer with, well, I'll just say that I'm going way too long on this story, aren't I?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay.
I like uniform officers. I was hanging out with them all morning. So,
all right, perfect. So you know how much we all love cops, and so we have 100% confirmed we have security, local police, and so for our safety and for everybody's safety, we will have local police because we are going to do a meet and greet on June 26th at a restaurant.
Woo.
It is called the Winking Lizard. It's normal American bar food. So, and it's going to be in Peninsula, Ohio at 7 p.m. Now, we are going to have officers. We're going to have uniformed, ununiformed. We're going to have, just so you, I don't know if I text this to you guys, but officers are going to be there early to do a sweep and make sure that everything and everybody is safe and secure for us.
And
And
I'll
then,
add this real quick. This restaurant is directly across the street, catty corner from the police station anyway.
yes, literally, it's right there. Yeah. So if anybody has ever wanted to meet What You Doing Willis, Travis Willis, or if anybody's ever wanted to meet Rob or Conky or Noreen or Roy and Lisa, if anybody's ever wanted to meet those individuals, this would be your time in Northern Ohio to meet at the Winking Lizard in Peninsula at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. on June 26th. We're going to do a little meet and greet at the restaurant. Again, I can't stress this enough, especially for those that would come, because they realize the threats that have been made on our lives and what's happening in our lives. And I want them to know that the local police department will be there present, literally with us in the restaurant, and there will be complete and total security. And I appreciate the local police doing that for us. And it's a tremendous expense out of my pocket that I'm paying for that extra security, but always better safe than sorry. So I stress that so important because I want those who want to come to meet these individuals to understand that this will be a safe environment. And so that we are taking procedures. And Conky and Rob can even tell you, even when we did Half Meal Time to Grill, none of the participants, none of the guests knew that there is evacuation and safety routes for us as YouTubers. And it's not because we didn't care about the guests coming in, because we knew we would be the target if there were any problems. And so there was safety. There was uniformed, ununiformed officers and security, and then there was a safety route and evacuation plan for us and everything. So when we have to do these things, we go a little bit above and beyond for everybody's safety, and including our own. And I want to stress that if you want to meet any of your favorite YouTubers, then the invitation is there. You can show up, but also don't show up creating any problems, because the police department will not tolerate it. They don't mess around. And the mayor will be there as well. Mayor Dan will be there if you want to meet Mayor Dan.
So it's going to be a whole group of awesomeness, and the police there are great. And and the thing is that, just listen to Jeremy. Don't come there causing problems. The security detail and the security stuff, you guys don't even. There's a lot of stuff no one will ever know that knows. There's stuff that Conky and I, like he said, a halftime meal grill. There's a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, and there's a bunch of people that you will never know that person right there standing next to you might be a police officer.
And I apologize even having to address that. I know that's not fun to address, but in this current situation that we're in, and the amount of unhinged and very, very mentally unhealthy individuals that are constantly harassing and stalking us, I think I have to stress it for any guests that would want to come, so that they know that there is going to be a complete sweep and make sure that everything is secure before we ever even show up, before they show up. And then there will be security there the entire time. And I don't want to freak people out, but I have particularly stressed that I want the firearm very visible on one uniformed officer the entire time, who will be with us the entire time. But I don't want guests to have to think about that, although I feel like I have to stress that, so that they understand, even though things are unsafe with unsafe, unhealthy, mentally unhinged people in our lives right now, we can still create safe environments where we can get together as a What the Hales family and friends and Second Sense family and Conky's Flippin' Adventure family and Avery's All In family and What You Doing Willis family, and we can all just enjoy it and have fun. But I want to stress the security.
That's going to be awesome. It's going to be such a great time. And,
might I add that we're all a little crazy. It's just when you get a lot crazy, that's when things start to go.
There's good crazy conky, and there is very, very bad crazy.
Yeah.
And so
there's good crazy, and then there's batshit crazy.
yes, very much so.
Crazy, like when he passed out.
Like when you passed out, that was good crazy.
I did not
crazy.
pass out.
that was great crazy.
You keep telling lies.
What?
Lies.
Conky, you sit on a throne of lies.
Do you want us to show you the picture, Conky, to refresh?
You realize I have pictures and evidence, right?
That's
You
right.
realize
Yeah.
When I landed like a rock star, I just wanted to lay on the ground and look up at the sky from whence I came. That's
Conky,
it.
are you going to sue me for defamation now?
Because
you know I got all the receipts. Conky, you know I got all the receipts, right?
Now, wait a minute.
Just in case we end up in court.
Look at that hair.
That's the face and the hair of a man that just passed out.
What do you mean that's the him smiling, man? You guys send me that picture. I'm just so happy right now. I'm just looking at Conky. I'm just like smiling. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You want to see Rob's face?
Look at he looks like the guy. What's that guy? Beaker? What not Beaker?
Look at Rob off to the side over here.
No, Rob.
I'm so happy.
Rob's got good ways of making fun of me later for the way my hair looks there.
Rob is happy because his CPR on Conky worked. Conky's still with us to this
I
day.
brought him back to life.
And no cops were involved.
No police. Oh man, I was like Jeremy. I was like, they only sent 5 police officers today on me. I was like, I couldn't even get 6.
Man, you must be doing it wrong.
He's slipping.
It's like, oh, it was so funny to listen to this guy on the phone because I'm like standing at the door, just holding the screen door open, and he's trying to break in right now. He's trying to break in. You need to get him here real fast. Wait do you see the video?
Were you at a storage facility or somebody's place?
At this guy's house. We were supposed to do a deal. I met him before. His mom is bedridden, sitting and laying in the bed in the middle of the living room for the last 5 years. He tells me a whole sob story. I'm like, how bad could this person be if they're sitting there taking care of their mother? Then I realized the only probably reason he's taking care of his mother, he's probably taking advantage of that situation because that's the kind of person he is. And I made sure his mom could hear me. And I said, hey, your mom, oh my gosh, look at that sugar getting poured down. Jeremy, you better watch out. You're going to get sugar all over you. You're going to get ants in Florida.
If you want to see Conky and Noreen make out, June 26th, Winking Lizard.
If you just want to see the back of Conky or Noreen's head while they're making out,
be prepared, Jeremy. You're bringing the heat with you when you come back up here.
Seems to me like you got the heat with you guys right there. Oh, holy cow!
All right. Don't scream me.
Conky.
Sorry, Conky. We're getting you
Dang,
out
Conky.
Get you as red as that thing behind you.
Man, that hair, there is power. Conky is the current contemporary Samson. Power in that hair, man.
Yeah. Don't cut it, Conky.
Whether it's standing up after landing like a rock star
or going in the ball pit with Noreen.
Yep.
It's the hair.
It's the hair. It's got to be the hair.
It is the hair, that's for sure. Man, I just can't wait. I'm so hungry right now. I'm just thinking of Winking Lizard right now. I'm like, man, I love the Bowman sandwich. It's like 2 pieces of garlic bread, chicken, onions, mushroom.
Well, I got to think of what I'm going to have next week.
I like the mini slider basket. You got 4 mini burgers on top of fries. That's a good one for me. I typically get the boneless wings, which are just chicken nuggets. So that's another one. Oh, the Parmesan pizza is really good too. They use Parmesan sauce instead of tomato sauce. Parmesan. It's good. White pizza. Good.
I haven't tried that yet.
Maybe I'll get the pizza now that you're making. I'm thinking I might get pizza and wings. I don't know. Wings are probably a bad thing to eat at a meet and greet. Hi. My hands up. How you doing?
All over our face and everything.
Yeah. I got like a big line of sauce around my face.
Give me a kiss, baby.
It's like, man, Rob, don't eat all those wings. Don't eat all that pizza. What's Avery's going to get?
I don't know. Probably wings.
Yeah, he's getting wings.
Wings in a while.
And he's going to get the hottest wings possible. Trust me, he will.
Been there, done that. Don't need to do that. I'll get some hot ones though.
Yeah, they got some super hot ones there.
Yeah, I've had them before. I'm not prepared for that. I got to do that at noon.
Roy likes that heat. He likes it coming in hot.
I've gotten old enough though. I can't do it before it gets too late, and then it's gonna bother me when I go to sleep.
That's what they created Tums for.
Sometimes it just doesn't work, man. Hello, Jane. Hello, Michelle. Hello, TDK. So how's everyone doing tonight? I heard somebody say something about call the cops and middle of the living room and what the
They called the cops on me. I'm a bad man. Bad man, bro. It was just so funny that the guys basically, I tried to go talk to him about the situation, some money that was taken away, and then the guy decides to call the police and lie to him, saying I'm trying to break into his house. So it was a little crazy. So
I bet.
the good thing is that I filmed everything, but I also had someone else filming. And the cops went over there, and then they talked to this guy, and then they went and looked at the film and saw, oh, this guy, everything he said was a complete lie. Now, I thought lying to the police had some kind of consequences.
They won't do nothing, man.
Nothing. They don't care. You know what
They
the guy
should.
He goes, they didn't call 911. He called the regular line. So I'm like, so if he called 911, it'd be against the law, but he didn't call 911, so it's not? Okay.
Yeah, anybody who makes a false report, false allegation, I truly believe they should be held to the same consequences of the allegations and the report that they made on the other person that they lied about.
Thank you. And I agree 100%.
You know what that would do in our country? People would stop making false reports and lying.
What happens if I didn't have a camera? What happens if there was no video? What would the cops done then?
Probably would have been on you if it wasn't for you protecting yourself.
What I should have did is said, first day I don't have any video. I should have said anything. And I should have just seen what happened. Let them arrest me. And then I could press charges for false arrest. Oh, okay, you guys going to arrest me for doing what? For nothing because this guy lied? And then I bring out the tape. It's just so sad. Like I said, what happens if they came out guns drawn? I think I'm breaking in the house. I'm holding my phone up. They think it's a firearm and accidentally shoot me. Because of this guy lying to the police. And to me, I thought that, they should have some kind of, like you said, Jeremy, some kind of consequence should be accountable because going around yelling fire, I think is against the law. I think they have a law saying you can't go into a building, yell fire, right? If there's not a fire.
Definitely can't do it in the movie theater.
Right. So you should be able to go, hey, this guy's breaking in my house. He's breaking in right now. You need to send the cops, as many cops as you can. I'm so scared. Oh, he's going to break in. Oh, he's going around to the back door. I'm standing at the door like this. I'm just like, I'm looking at Shane. I'm like, he's saying I'm trying to break in his house right now, Shane.
He's saying I'm at the back door right now, Silent Shane. We're still standing at the front door. This dude crazy.
He's crazy.
Was he aware of the fact that you're a YouTuber and that you film everything?
Oh, he does know that. That's the saddest part of the whole situation. So there's the problem is cops will tell you, as you all know, it's a civil matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter what blah blah. It's a civil matter. So that's where you have to go the civil matter part. But I thought maybe the guy would just. I thought maybe he would just talk to me like a man. But once again, you're a liar, you're a thief, and you're not going to be a man. You're going to hide behind the door and hide behind your sick elderly mother. It's sad, pathetic, But he gets going to get the worst part is he's going to be exposed to thousands, tens of thousands, 20, 100,000 people. Who knows? And it's all going to be exposed. And then the rest of your life, you're going to be that guy that's a liar, a thief, and everything else. And there's nothing you can do to hide. The worst part, he even lies his name. He doesn't even use his right name. That's when I should have figured. It's like you're so ashamed of your own name that was given to you, you changed your name.
What? People don't use their birth name. They have 5 aliases, 10 aliases, 39 aliases. Huh.
It's crazy.
I don't know anybody like that.
You don't know about that,
Yeah,
huh,
me
Jeremy?
neither. 39. That's a lot.
Well, there's 40 now, but we've come up with 40 aliases for Lynette, and then more freaks coming out of the woodwork with multiple aliases as well. It's just insane, man. It's insane.
Birds of a feather.
Insane and sad.
Never in a million years did I think videoing my life online would bring out these kind of freaks, because I don't think like that. You know, you have a tendency to see the world through your own personal worldview. And the goal is to always grow your worldview. That's why I always love going overseas, experiencing new cultures, new countries and customs, and just your worldview gets so big. And yet here in Florida, what I have seen is smallest worldview in the world. They think they're the only ones that matter. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Crazy.
It's sad, the state of, you know, some of the things. And you and I, and Roy and Conky too, we're all very trusting people. We try to think the best of people, and sometimes it's our own fault. And it's hurt you, Jeremy, many of times, because you think the best of people. You always think, you know, and now you've learned, obviously, you can't think the best of people. But in the days that we, you know, we were those kind of people. Hey, we want to help people. We want to improve people's lives. We think the best of them, and we feel sorry for people sometimes. And, you know, hey, we'll try to help you out, whatever we can do. And it's not always financially, because we can't just give money to people. But sometimes it's just advice. Sometimes it's showing them a new path, being fun employed, things like that. And it's just sad that there's people out there like that take advantage of, you know, people that the only thing we're trying to do is help people. That's it. Nothing else. Our channel was trying to help people, try to teach people how to make money, how to be fun employed, how to do things, how to enjoy things, buy stuff, teach people about stuff. That's the whole thing. And then people want to manipulate it and try to take advantage of those things. Sad.
It's sad. It's sad. But you want something glad?
Yes.
You guys want to meet my daughter? Look, there's my daughter right there. Say hi.
Man.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm the dark one in the relationship. So. Tracy and her sister. Tracy asked me to adopt her this week, so I went, yeah, we're going to do that. So Tracy and Crystal were both like, will you adopt us? I'm like, sure, let's do it. Done deal. Done deal.
Get a little certificate and everything, I hope.
Oh, wait, we didn't do a certificate yet, did we? We're going to work on it. We're working on that.
Remember back in the 80s, like people would get a Cabbage Patch. I remember my sister got a Cabbage Patch down. He had an adoption certificate.
Yeah. Had to send in to get it personalized.
Yeah. Mary Dale, super sticker. What's up, Mary Dale?
Mary.
How you doing, Mary? We appreciate you.
If those viewing remember Brian, who was the Kool-Aid man running through the schoolhouse walls as we were tearing all the walls out, that's his aunt right there. That's Auntie. And then some would recognize Eric, which is Brian's brother. So Eric got married, moved to California. I got messed up in the head. All right, Brian got married, moved to California. Then Eric was working with us this past winter. So Brian and Eric are brothers, and that's Auntie right there.
Nice. Non-stop working the whole time. So I mean, see you're doing working.
She won't stop working. I was like, hey, you know, it was Father's Day this past weekend. You should take me out for a meal or something. She's like, sorry, Dad, I got to work. I was like, excuse me? What? She's like, I ain't got time, Dad. She did bring snacks. Yeah, exactly. Like father, like daughter. Yeah, she did. She brought snacks. She's like, hey, you want some of these snacks? I'm like, yeah, but I'm fat and it's 100 degrees. So it's so hot.
the humidity is probably the worst down there right now.
It's a little rough. What's it like up there?
Cool.
It's been raining. Oh yeah, did I say it was raining?
No, what it's really doing is it's raining.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really wet because
it poured
it's raining.
so hard last night. It was a big storm came through, and then today it was like on and off rain all day. And then the sun came out, like the last load I had to do from the storage facility, and then the sun comes out. I'm like, oh, great. But the unit was 9 minutes from my building. So Jack and I just used our SUVs and went back and forth a few times, and it was a 10 by 20, but it was a lot of stuff, but it wasn't packed, to the ceiling and all that, We found some rims in there today. Jack's like, oh, those are $500 a rim.
Really?
Brand new in the box.
Nice.
Was it DCI, DMI? I don't know. They were made in Germany. And when I saw made in Germany, I'm like, oh, these got to be good rims. And then he's like, oh, that. And then he started telling me about the rims. I don't know anything about car rims.
But he does.
Yeah. I was like, hey, good. And
wow.
I've given all the stuff to Shane lately. He's started listing all the stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Kid's knocking it out of the park, man. I think he's got like 30 or 40 things up right now.
Nice.
I think he sold 2 or 3 things today. Every day he sells 2 or 3 things, sometimes 4 or 5 things a day. And it's easy because they just, come right to the building, certain hours open. Don't have to sit around waiting for people to show up. Because that's the worst thing about selling anything on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I'll be there, and they never show. People have said to Shane, I'm coming to pick this up. I'm coming. I'm on my way, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they even do the whole negotiation. Like, beat you down on the price, and then they never show up either.
Yep.
It makes no sense. It's like, why did you waste all this time? We're like,
the worst one is when we had one guy actually telling us, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm here. I'm at this street. Like, he knew the area. He's like, yeah, I'm here. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Oh, I'm at this light, through the whole thing. And then all of a sudden he ghosted us when it's like, all right, well, if you're so close, and he's like giving us a run by run where he's at. And then when he was like a couple minutes away, it was like half hour later, we're like, this guy never showed up. Like he took all the effort to make us think he was really coming, and he never showed up.
Why do that?
I know, like
they don't have anything better to do with their time. So
yeah, ghost me. But I mean, man, he was just like, I'm at this street. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm here. I'll be there in a couple minutes. And then all of a sudden, just nothing.
The nice thing is though, Roy, you got the great warehouse space. And you guys are there anyway. And then Rob's got his space, and they're there anyway. And if they don't show, who cares? It goes to the next person.
I'm still working, and that's the good thing about it. Like before the warehouse, people are like, "Hey, you want to meet over here? You want to meet over there?" And when we got our warehouse, it's like, no. Why am I going to leave my safety zone? I got official business, and what I do now, like when people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come on through," especially if it's a lady. If a guy and a lady's communicating, I want to make sure they're at peace. So I send them a screenshot of the front door so they see the business, and I say, come to the back door, send them a picture of the back door. And then, I'd let them, I've had people go look us up online, and see our business and everything. So
nice.
So I've had people say, they'll be on the way, and I forget to send them the address, and then they look us up. They're like, oh, I just Googled your business. You're still here. Yeah. Come on through. We're here,
Nice.
So, plus, you get the spotlight of your business too. I mean, honestly, selling on Facebook Marketplace, like Lisa did it all the time. I finally just got into it myself because I'd have to wait. And if she's busy, I'm just like, all right, well, we got stuff to sell and I'm waiting for her to list. So, I've been listing lately. But our biggest client we ever found was through a Facebook Market post.
Really?
We sold something on Facebook Marketplace. One of the employees came and picked it up. And when they needed to liquidate some stuff, they gave us a call. He referred our number to him, gave us a call, and actually, that was the one the last sale we had the classic cars on.
Wow.
That was that family. And then the son is a state attorney, so he refers people over to us.
So cool,
because you listed something and sold something on Facebook Marketplace.
Yep, go figure.
Think of how much business and money you've made since that, just because that one piece of business.
So, You just never know. And I told Lisa, like, if we found our best client that way, why do we never do it? So I've been starting to do it again. Every time somebody comes by, give them a card, give them a little rat card, tell them what we do. And, you know, I mean,
like I always say, you might not need us today, but sometime in your life, you're going to need our services.
mm-hmm.
You know, there's a good chance someone you know is going to pass away, or somebody, your friend, or their parents, or somebody, and they have a house that needs to get cleaned out, or something that might have some stuff that's worth value, and it's always worth us going and taking a look, because the average person's not going to know what a lot of stuff's value.
Right.
And the worst thing is when I hear we threw out all this stuff, all the garbage.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Don't throw it away.
Yeah, who would want these Hot Wheels with these stupid red lines on them? Who would want these old Ghostbuster toys?
Right.
You know, that's what I always think in my head, because they're like them. Oh, it's just some stupid kids' toys. No one would want this junk.
Hey, you laugh, but you know I've got a scrap guy around here that I give my scrap metal parts to, and he brings me things every once in a while he thinks I might be interested in. And one day he comes over and he's got an old Aurora 4-lane slot car set that he had to dig out of a dumpster because they were cleaning out a house. Of course, the real estate's worth all this money, and all these old slot cars and things like that. That's just in the way of the real estate deal. Get that stuff in the dumpster. So he was able to fish out either 2 or 3 of the cars because they just tossed it in there and things just sort of scattered.
Wow, that hurts your heart, man.
Yeah, it does. But I got it.
What else did they throw out that he couldn't fish out or didn't even get to see because it was covered in garbage? You know.
Yep.
And
that
you
hurt.
Still have this set, Conky?
What's that?
I'm assuming you still have this set.
I do. Yeah.
And there's 3 cars, huh?
There's either 2 or 3 cars. I remember one of them's a Riviera, and the other one.
I'll bring a car, and all 4 of us can race then.
There you go. I think I've since it's up in the garage. I think I've since put a couple cars in the box just so that it would be a complete set. But I got 2 of them out there, just kind of identical. So,
of course,
one of these
kind of like those Tonka trucks,
huh?
Kind of like the Tonka trucks, the wreckers.
Yeah,
you got a few of them.
A few, yeah. I've got 7 over here, just like in the shelves over there, and I probably have another 5 or 6 up in the garage too. That I told you what I do. I get a bunch of certain kind of Tonka trucks. Then I pack them away. I put them away, and then I look. And I don't have it anymore, so I got to start buying them again.
I forgot I had this one. I forgot I had 6 of these.
And that's why Conky is on Roy's auctions buying all his Tonka trucks, and on Rob's auctions buying all the Tonka trucks.
Hey, he only bought 99 lots last time.
Only 99 lots.
Okay.
Only.
It was only 99. He didn't even hit 100.
Conky, you got to step up your game, man.
Yeah. You got to hit the triple digits, man.
I got to that 99. I thought, do I really want to be the guy that buys 100 lots in a single day off a single auction?
99 lots, and a red line wasn't one.
Well, at least you could think of it this way. You're not the only one that would have ever done that. How's that?
I'm sure. Well, I've probably done it before. I mean,
I'm sure you have, Conky.
I've gone to auctions before, and you're sitting in a chair, and you got a chair next to you that maybe somebody you're with is sitting in, and maybe a chair on the other side that nobody's sitting in because people are kind of spread out, and you got the aisle in front of you, and you got maybe some seats in front of you that maybe people are sitting in, maybe people are moving around. Next thing you know, you're surrounded by flats of stuff. You've got 5 seats in front of you with all your stuff on. You got 5 seats behind you with all your stuff on it. You can't stand up because it's
Those kind of auctions, you need to bring somebody with you just to be your runner to go load stuff in the car.
Well, the one particular auction I'm thinking of was at Hartville when the founder of Hartville Flea Market died, and they did the 3 separate auctions. One was sports cards and toys and autographs. And I didn't buy any autographs that day, but the sports cards and toys, we completely filled to the roof. My wife's car, she had a Blazer, and I had a full-size Caprice wagon. We had both those cars filled to the ceiling. It was such a cold day. I think it was my car. When we put all the stuff in it, it stressed the body of the car to the point where it broke the windshield. And
Wow.
it was like, I mean, it was really, really, I mean, the straight temperature was like 2. You know, it was that cold. And I remember when we were loading up the car, the windshield shattered. It broke. It didn't shatter. They just, you know, just spider out.
And Conky was like, it was worth it. It was worth it.
I think
you can always get another windshield, but when are you going to get another Tonka truck like this?
Oh, it wasn't Tonka though. It was like, Jeremy, I mean, Stompers. I bought so many Stompers that day.
Oh my gosh.
Corgi, Matchbox Kings. One car was completely full with baseball cards. I think that's what broke the windshield was the weight of the baseball cards. Wow. Or, you know, sports cards in general.
Yeah, that was a hell of a day. Going to be there tomorrow.
What's going to be there tomorrow?
Almost everything you named. I don't know about sports cards though.
I bet you we find some sports cards there somewhere. There's got to be.
I saw one comic book or 2 comic books like just scattered, so there could be comic books somewhere. There, I said the guy has all kind of die-cast and pressed steel toys, but he also has other toys. I know I seen like things full of like action figures. So it's who knows what we're going to come across.
Now, see,
I'm 26-foot box truck. My goal is to fill it, and I want to go back. I'm hoping that there's enough good stuff that I have to go back.
Man, I feel bad. I'm in Florida right now.
We could
I want to see this.
We could use some extra arms.
So
I'm thinking it's better than the house in Berea. In my opinion, crazy. I think it's going to be better overall. I just think there's a lot more older stuff there. And I already like there's Smith Millers. And like
I can't wait to see those. You said this is the first time you said Smith Millers plural.
Yeah. Well, I know there was a Smith Miller truck and trailer, and then she pulled out the one thing, a different box, and it was just a Smith Miller trailer, but it looked spectacular. That's all I can tell you. This condition on this trailer looked unbelievable, Conk.
Wow.
But there's totes. I saw the one tote, and I could see in there, and I was like, that's an old Matchbox. And there's old Matchboxes in there, and I was like, there might be some old Hot Wheels in there, but it was a whole tote. It was like one of those totes like this thick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you could just see it, and there was like paper towels and layers of die-cast cars. And I guarantee there's got to be red lines in that one.
Has to be.
I'm telling you. Wait do you see this place, Conky? The guy had all kind of – he was a bus driver for David Copperfield for 10 years. But he, I guess, drove other buses. There's a bus on the property, but it's like one of those old 1950, like rounded in the front and back buses. It's like half in the ground. So originally I was going to do an auction there, and she's like, you know what? I just want it out. I need to get the property sold. I just want to sell it. So, if you're interested in that bus, Conky, maybe we can make a deal with them.
Half of the ground, huh?
Well, it's not half in the ground. It's just a little bit.
I have a property right up the street. I could have it towed there, and nobody'd say a word. I'm telling you, man.
Conky party bus.
Well, I mean,
10% to make the deal.
If I could get it cheap enough and get it moved up there, it would be worth it just to store stuff in. You know what I mean?
There's stuff stored in there. Wait till I go, because I know the one thing in there. I can't wait to go back in. It was the old Dick Tracy. It's in the box. I'm not sure if it's a car or if it's like some kind of like play set or something. But I mean, it looks like 1950s.
There was a Dick Tracy car that was quite big. I mean, it was.
That's what it would. It's a big box.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably what
it is. Is it a tin litho?
No, plastic.
That's got to be fun finding that kind of stuff, you know, going out to some of these places and seeing some of the stuff you can dig through and find out of them.
Well, the worst is when you go the first time. You can't. I try to explain this to my guys before. And Conky, I'm going to tell you right now because you're the worst. I don't need you to say, "Oh my gosh, this is worth $500. That's $1,000." And then, oh my God, you know, I can't believe it's the rarest Hot Wheel red line in the planet. Okay,
poker face.
Standing there, and wait a second. Instead of giving the auctioneer some commission here, maybe I'll just take that one thing here, and I'll just sell that on my own. So I love your excitement, Conky. Just don't say dollar values, okay?
Okay.
Conky's going to be like, this stuff's all crap.
Well, the one time Conky cost me on a deal, tell him, Conky. No, he's laughing about it now. Tell him, Conky.
I was laughing about it then. What are you talking about? We were all right. We were at an auction. It was down in the valley, but it wasn't the one that we go down and then back up. It was the other one.
Yeah.
And there was maybe half a dozen units there. It was one of the first units that sold. They found some like a case full of like mixed Matchbox and Hot Wheels.
I remember this.
And I think Rob was still trying to buy them. I don't think he'd bought them yet.
No, I was in the process of making a deal with these guys buying. There was a case that had these semi trucks in them.
I remember this.
And then there's a case with some Hot Wheels and some other stuff. Go ahead, Conky. And Conky walks up. I'm trying to make a deal.
I must not have realized that where you were in what you were doing here. I walk up and I get all excited about what I see in here, and I start picking things up and naming how much it worth.
And I didn't know. I was just making a deal. These guys just want to sell. I'm just trying to make a deal. I don't know what all this stuff's worth. I'm like, okay. And then Conky, he was like, oh, look at this thing here. Oh, this and that. And then next thing you know, their price goes ding, 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 ding.
There's nothing worse than unwanted calculations.
I was like, thanks, Conky. Appreciate that, Conky. So, yeah. Man. So tomorrow, Conky, when we go to this house and you see this Smith Miller and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a $1,200 truck.
You know what? I'm going to keep my damn mouth shut.
You can talk. I want you to talk. I just don't want you to say no prices.
You should take Noreen so she just lips locks him the entire time so he says nothing.
Oh. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut so that all this stuff winds up for sale on your website, and then I'm not going to say to anybody what I'm interested in. Then I'll try to sneak in and buy it.
Yeah, and then you can buy it, Conky, and then you can get another 99 lots.
There you go.
Dang, Conky, what did you buy?
I bought a lot of those die-cast tractors, a lot of the big ones. I bought a lot of like the pressed steel trucks. I can't even think of all I bought, but it was like 99.
He bought the one thing though. It was like it was worth $500 or something.
Big. You talking about that big tractor?
I don't think it was a tractor or something like some promo thing or something. Was that from that or was that from something else? When they like the guy, was that from the first auction? No.
We bought something from.
I thought it was from that house. Auction. And it was like only made that car was only made.
You know what? Noreen sold it. We didn't put. I wanted to put like $4.99 on it or something. She sold it for like $150. But it was something we paid $5 for. It was General Motors. I'll back up. Masto made a die-cast Chevy Cobalt, and they made it for General Motors to pass out to the employees at the Lordstown plant. It was never sold like retail. It was made just to be passed out to employees. So you find them around here. That was the fourth one I found. So you find them around here, but then people elsewhere, they don't know. They think it's an employee only thing, which it was, but they don't know that you can go to a flea market like Rogers and pick one up for $5.
Yeah, but if you live in New York or Chicago,
they can't.
You're not gonna find it.
Yeah. So I've had 4 of them, and I've sold them all for over $100.
And you bought it at the auction for $5.
$5. I think it was like $5.
You need to go to Second Sense auctions. You just never know. There's always great deals.
But yeah, we sold that last week and she shipped it.
Nice.
It was only on for a few days.
Man.
We got Auctioneer School coming up next week.
I know. I was going to ask Roy if he's ready.
I was born ready, man.
So I don't know if I told you guys this. I did hire a guy to do some of my day job stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact,
Okay.
I got him started on his first assignment Tuesday, and I haven't heard that the place burnt down.
That's a plus right there.
I mean,
Good start.
no police being called that I know of.
No, that's only on me, Conky. You didn't send me out there.
Yeah.
So with this
Wow.
guy helping with the day, does that mean you're going to be out buying more?
Well,
He's got to build his building first.
Okay.
I lost some sleep on that this week. It's going to be summertime tomorrow, and it hasn't stopped raining enough to go out there and dig for the. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I may just try to sell the building and do what I was going to do when I didn't think I was going to be able to put the building up. Just
you could have just dug a big pond, and it would have filled up by now.
Yeah, I mean, at least the ducks would have been happy,
right? And you could have been fishing every day.
Yeah,
this is so weird. It's how many days has it actually stopped raining in Ohio since May?
If it does stop raining, it's only for a few days. And it's like it doesn't really give anything a chance to dry out or do anything. It's just
you can't mow.
Well, that's the worst part. You can't mow, but look how high the grass gets when it gets rainy every day.
I got 5-foot grass. I got lost in my own grass in my own backyard. I was like, "Where's home? Where's home?"
Did you ever find a lawnmower?
Dude, Conky. All right. So I absolutely want the Cub Cadet tanks because those are built for hills. And you guys know there's not a flat spot on my property, right? It's all uphill, downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to mow the first time when I got back. I was like, the grass isn't getting ahead of me this year. Started to mow, 20 minutes into it, mower's busted. And I'm like, I can't believe this. And I'm so frustrated. I was like, I ain't getting behind this year. I go to Tractor Supply. I buy their biggest, best mower, brand new. I bring it out to Hale's headquarters, and immediately it's sliding down the hill towards the creek, the overlook, the Georges overlook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. I had to have my neighbor Dan come up and hook a chain up to it, to the gator in the truck, and pull me out. And I called TSC. I was like, listen, I just bought this tractor. It will not work for my property. I'm not somebody who just buys something and returns it. I said, it just is not going to work. It's not built for my property. Is it okay if I bring it back? So I got approval beforehand. And they said, yeah, that's not a problem. We understand. And I said, I will come back with intention to buy another one. So I go back. I'm like, listen, I just bought a Cub Cadet. I want the tank. And they were like, we could order you the tank right now. You won't get it till after the summer. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, so they gave me a full refund. I appreciated that. Found another tank on Facebook Marketplace, drove an hour, went and picked it up. He wanted 7,200, talked him down to 5,500. And I told him, I was like, listen, I know how this works. I get it. Take it home. And it breaks immediately. And he's like, all right, you can have it for 5,500. And I've done this and that, which it's a good machine. I mow my first path. Hydraulic pump goes out. Dead. Completely. You can't even steer. It's all hydraulics. And it's the pump. And you can't just go get a hydraulic pump for. So anyways, that's in the shop now. I got my first tank. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a tank as a backup because these things go down so much because the property is not built to be mowed. It's just all hills, all rocks, all stumps. It breaks everything. So I get my other tank back that broke when I first started, and I mowed for about 45 minutes, and now it's broken.
Oh,
I can't keep the belt on the blades. So I don't know if one of my spindles is so far angled and hit something that the belt is slipping. And so it was raining and pouring, and I was like, I'm going to mow. And that's when it broke. And I was like, all right, I'll get the belt back on. I'll go back and mow. And it kept slipping off and it was pouring. I was like, all right, I'm too frustrated with this. I'll do it later. And then later never happened. It's in the garage and I went to Florida.
You're like, I'm done.
You have to go out there.
I can't win, man. I can't win with mowing. I do really well with other things in life, but with mowing, I can't win.
Yeah, yeah, it's like one of those things. Like I can't win sometimes being a nice guy, but I win in a lot of other things. Like
Yeah.
I said, after I dealt with all that junk today, I go to the unit and the first item I pull out is $1,000 item. I mean, life's good. I can't cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't complain. And the funniest part is, you guys know I love my neighbors up front. I love them. They are like they have adopted us. They love us. We love them, and they're just incredible. And so Dan, not Mayor Dan, but my neighbor Dan, which I know my neighbor's far away, but neighbor Dan, he comes up and he loves to come up on his 4-wheeler, check on the peacocks, the whole deal. I have 5 brand new baby peacocks right now, and so he's been coming up and checking up on them. And so he comes up, he goes, I got your solution. I'm going to mow for you. And he goes, you're going to pay me to mow. You get your mower ready. You're going to pay me to mow. Now, most people would be, taken back by this. Somebody tells them, you're going to pay me to do this. Dan does this to me all the time. He will come up. He's like, I need some money. You need some help. You're going to pay me to do this. And me, I'm usually so easygoing. Like, I think you 3 can attest, in normal everyday life, I'm pretty easygoing, laid back, whatever. You push me or try and take advantage of me, and I'm not too happy. So Dan does this to me a lot. He's like, oh, I need extra money. You need help. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, sure. So this time he's like, I'm going to mow for you. And I was like, no. I was like, Dan, that's the one thing I want to do. I want to enjoy just mowing. It sounds so silly, but I want to mow it. I don't know why, but I want to mow it. But the reality is, I can't keep a mower going for him long enough anyway. So what's it matter, right?
No, and the mowing is fun. I mean, it's a relaxing thing because you kind of just you don't have there's no phone.
Yep.
You're on your no one can really distract you. But I haven't mowed for 3 years now. My son took over, and then ever since I got him a 0 turn,
I bet he loves it.
Oh, he loves that thing out. He's I drove it one time when Jesse brought it to my house because I bought it from a storage unit, and then there was something was wrong with it, and he fixed it, and he brought it to my house, and I drove it and moved it like 10 feet, and that's the most I ever drove this thing. My son, all around, cuts it all the time. I don't even know how. I've never even driven a 0 turn besides at one time. I just drove that little bit, and that's it. So.
And that's why Rob gets the cops called on him all the time, because he's got an invisible son, and the neighbors are seeing this mower going all over the place with nobody driving.
See you, Jeremy.
Till the next time. Next week.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, that's going to be a long day next Thursday, man. What's that?
I said, I don't know if I'm going to go live from there, if I'm going to go back to his place. We'll figure it out.
It's going to be
a long day. Have to go live at some point next Thursday.
If the meet and greet is at 7 o'clock, I don't know how much luck we're going to have getting out of there by 9.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can go live from there. If I do, the reception out there is horrible.
Yeah, because you're like down in the valley. The signal down there is just.
The only thing is that they might have a Wi-Fi I can go off of. We're going to try to go live next week, ladies and gentlemen, at the meet and greet, and I'm just hoping Roy's there.
Yeah, where's Roy at?
I don't know. My invisible wife will be there, so you can meet her if you can find her.
Oh, she'll be there.
She'll be there. My invisible kids will be there.
I just know it's going to be
Lisa
a long
coming,
day.
Roy?
What's
Lisa
that?
coming? Lisa's going to come.
We'll see.
And is Noreen coming, Conky?
Because we got to start the auction class at 8:30, but I don't know if she's going to come to the auction class, so she might skip the auction class this week. But I asked her to come because we got a couple that is coming for the class that already took the class, but there was way before online. So I got a personal invite, and the guy and his wife are coming. So
that's cool.
But Lisa wanted to skip, but if she skips, though, she'll probably be there. If she doesn't, then I don't know if she'll go, because I mean we got to start class at 8:30, and then it's a long day.
Yeah.
So
You know, that's my life. The best. Jack's like, are you gonna do the live from here? I'm like, Jack, I don't got time to go home. Then I made these auction lots, but then the first lot no one wanted to buy, and the second lot, my second thing I did one giveaway. I had a couple other lots, giveaways and stuff, but I guess I'll just have to wait till next week. See, well, maybe not next week, the week after. But man, I'm so excited.
Anything good coming up in your auction Saturday?
Oh yeah, there's all kind of good stuff in the auction Saturday. Both auctions, and the following week is all those Star Wars figures and all those the promo models, Conky.
Yeah, I already looked at those.
You're getting ready.
When does the bidding start on those?
I think it opens tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, it all opens tomorrow.
Yeah, because I was going to put in my bids in it, and I think I looked at them. Must have been yesterday, or the day before, because it said like 2 days and so many hours before the bidding opens.
And Roy, he's got Star Wars figures in his auction. When's that end?
That ends Monday.
So Monday he's got his auction. You guys got to check it out. It's like almost 1,000 lots, and there's vintage Star Wars toys there. There's some awesome uranium glass. There's all kind of cool stuff in the auction. There's a whole plethora of stuff. It's a whole estate, and they had all kind of cool stuff. So definitely take a look. You look at my auction on Saturday. There's all kind of cool stuff. Next week, all kind of cool stuff. And tomorrow, I'm going to be picking up all kind of cool stuff. And then today, I got all kind of cool stuff. I mean,
so I'll just ask you guys both, since you're sitting here, if I buy anything from either one of your auctions, can I just get it from you at the Lizard, or would I need to come pick it up?
Well, my auction will end until next Saturday. And the Lizard.
So you've got one ending this Saturday, don't you?
Yeah, there is auction. If there's anything in that auction you buy, yes, I can bring it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you buy me a chicken wing.
I'll buy you a chicken wing.
Just one chicken wing.
Make that two. One for him, one for me.
Yeah. Can I have an order of 2 chicken wings split? Because Roy probably wants honey mustard and
Roy wants the Firehouse 911.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to talk for an hour while I'm running around looking for milk wing, and I will take the garlic hot.
So there's a guy, Bill McKenzie, that's asking for info on the auction school.
So auction school it's a school that goes on for 2 weeks. That if you want to become a licensed bonded auctioneer with the state of Ohio, that you have to attend. Now, Roy down here is a huge contributor to the auction school, which is run by the Walton School of Auctioneering by Mark Walton, whose family's been in the auction business his father's been in the business. He's been in the business. I think maybe his grandfather was in the business, but long story short, they've hundreds of years of experience in the auction business and great family. And Roy had the great opportunity to get to work with Mr. Walton, and Roy helps do the whole online teaching. And tell him about it, Roy. What do you tell him? What do you teach him in online teaching?
So in online teaching, so Mark does all the live call stuff. We do a day of online, and in the online we talk about mainly if you are new to doing online auctions, we talk about how to find software, what kind of marketing, platforms you could use. We talk about things like putting a plan in place so that you know how to calculate and make revenue, and then how to scale your business. So those are some of the things I talk about online. And I will say one of the contributors to help me put a lot of that together was talking to Rob over the years. So after we do the morning part, then I know Jeremy helps set up the whatnot part. So we do a live auction and we get some of the up and coming auctioneers to hop up and, do some live calling on whatnot and actually sell stuff that way. And then after that, we do a Q&A where Rob comes in and helps out with that a lot, because it's a panel of Mark, the owner, who only does live, Jeremy, who's on whatnot. I do online. I've done whatnot, and then Rob has all the avenues for experience. So we have a pretty good panel up there to help answer questions from online to live calling to Anybody who's scared about certain things like being able to get up in front of people or where to start, we just give a lot of knowledge in that particular scenario. It's probably the funnest day because one of the biggest things is going to lunch as well. So, and we always invite people to come to lunch with us, and we have a big lunch crowd where, people can still ask more questions in regards to, social media aspects. If people want to talk about YouTube and how it works with their business and all that, get to know us a little more personally. So,
and he probably wants to know about what it costs to do.
The cost is, well, it depends on if you're paying all up front, but roughly it's like $1,200. I'll say that right up front.
So what kind of a time commitment daily?
Go to the Walton School Auctioneering. They have a website.
Mm-hmm.
You go. It's WALTON Walton School Auctioneering, Ohio. Look up Auction Schools Ohio. You can Google that. It'll pop up Walton School Auctioneering, and you can contact them. Like I said, it is a 2-week course. There's 2 different auction licenses, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a live call auction license, which is a little bit more in depth. And then there's a what they call an online only auction license, I guess, where you're allowed to sell in an online format, but you're not allowed to do live calling in an auction setting.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say something about that when you got done and you just transitioned into that.
Go ahead.
So I got started with just doing online auctions, and then a couple of years ago they really clamped down and said if you're going to continue doing online auctions, you have to have this. It's called an auction firm license. The thing there is you have to study auctioneer law, and then you go down to the state and take a test. Fortunately for us, we were already doing everything we kind of needed to do. So for me doing the test, we were already doing a lot of the things already. So I was able to pass the test with no problem. However, last year went for the auctioneer because, I'm always one that wants to get better with my craft, right? So as our business keeps going, I recommend to anybody, the information you gain from going to auction school is way more and has more of an intrinsic value to your position. Because whether you live call or not, you still get that information, and you also CYA. So no matter what you do, you have that opportunity to do a live call. Whether you're good or not is irrelevant. It's whether you can track the money and make the money, but the value I got from it was way better than reading law, because in the class you get to hear application and experiences and learn a lot more and understand more what the actual job or position or license is, as opposed to you're just reading law and then you got to go and figure it out yourself. Let's just put it that way. So
our auction calling, people, it's called the Midwest style of auctioneering. I guess they call it, I believe, Midwest style or something. But there's different types of auctioneering, but the talking fast and all that. Hey, what are you going to have? 175 go to the wall. 175 not to do it. Yeah, 200 not do that. All that stuff like that. That's a certain style of auctioneering. And like Roy said about being a good bid caller or not, it doesn't matter. If you ever watched super high end Christie's, Sotheby's auction, typically the auctioneer is like, all right, next we have this Bentley. We're going to start the bidding at $100,000. Do I have 100,000? 100,000 now 110. 110 now 120. 120. I have 120 now 130. $130,000. Ladies and gentlemen, 120, 130,000. All in, all done. Sold. $120,000. There you go. That's my Sotheby style auctioning. So is that always, hey, what are you going to have? But if you watch the Barrett Jackson car auction, blah, blah, blah. And the reason that type of auctioning is that, I know I'm going off a total tangent here, but the reason that type of auctioning is it's a good auctioneer, one can create excitement. Okay. You want it to be an exciting experience. You're having an auction. You're trying to keep people's attention. Okay. So by having an exciting, fun experience, it keeps people's attention. 2, obviously the main goal, a good auctioneer is able to work a crowd, finding individuals in the crowd that you can work, however you want to say it, but get them the bid. Your goal is to try to get the money out of these people's pockets as a good auctioneer. Yeah. And not every auctioneer is equal. And some of the storage facilities I do, they love me because of the way I auction, and they've had other auctioneers in the past, and they said, Rob, when you do the auctions, it's fun. And a lot of times you just get more money. There's stuff that we're like, I can't believe he got that much money for this stuff. And I'm not the greatest auctioneer. There's a million auctioneers better than me. I can tell you that. I'm not the greatest auctioneer in the world. I'm not even a good auctioneer. I'm a decent auctioneer. And I'm not one of those people, oh, I'm the best auctioneer, blah, blah. I'm not a great bid caller. I'm a good bid caller, but I'm not great. There's people that blow me out of the water every day of the week. But in auctioneer school, it ain't about, well, I'm the greatest bid caller. That's great. And then the day, it's, are you a good at running an auction business? Because it doesn't matter. You can be the great bid caller and you go out of business. Well, that's great. He's the greatest bid caller, but now he's on the side of the street selling, insurance or freaking cars or whatever he's doing now because he couldn't make it as an auctioneer.
Right.
So,
and that's the interesting thing with the school on top of it, like the connection you get with other auctioneers, or like if you got to do CEs going to the Walton School of Auctioneering, like, I mean, unfortunately I got to do some CEs, I guess. So I'm gonna sit in on the CE class. And it's not going to cost me anything to spend a day, get some continued education credits, and then I'll be able to renew my auction firm license for the business,
nice.
And previously I had to pay to do that and then study online. So, but not only that, then there's the networking, earlier this year, I was at a live call sale with Rob. He was helping somebody out, and, the opportunity where it was cold, it was snowing, and Rob pulled me aside and he's like, hey, check this out. Look at this scenario. And, just showing me little things that, especially like in a live call scenario, or it was cold. And one of the things that he ended to talk to me about is with auctioneering. I mean, it essentially comes down to, how many lots do you sell per minute, or, however long you're there. Right. And that pace can generate either money, revenue, or, it can lose you money if you're going slow, depending on what you're selling. It's just interesting just being able to, talk with people like Rob, and even like there's another gentleman, he does the Sherry auction, but like I told him I got my license. So then just, he's just talking to me and we're talking a little bit about it. And yeah. And, having the opportunity to tell, auctioneers, and then, it's a good community and you get to learn more information, because it's camaraderie, and people aren't necessarily trying not to share. Let's put it that way. I mean, there are people that probably won't tell you any secrets, but then, most people that I've talked to, auctioneers, are like, oh, really? And then, you talk, and, once you say you're an auctioneer, and then all of a sudden, you're talking about things that could potentially be good for your business. And, you also got to learn to leave the good and take the good, leave the bad. But, I would tell anybody, get your auctioneer license. If you only do online, fine. But there's so much more value for getting just the whole auctioneer license in itself. But that's my thought.
And speaking of, what you do live auction, but first, James, sorry, your mom passed away 20 years ago. And I can imagine, I mean, your mother, you're never going to get over that. That's your mom. She, and I'm lucky to have my mom. My father passed away. So we do, you're in our prayers, James. And then Rory and I were talking about, we might be doing a live auction, him and I. So we're going to be working on that. When we get more details together, we'll let everyone know. But yeah, we might be doing a little live auction just to hone our skills. Right, Roy?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll get a chance to actually do my first live call, and, working with Rob on it. He gave the idea, and I just circled back yesterday, like, I think we can make this work, and I have an idea to do it if we can make this happen one way or the other. So I'm pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, our goal is maybe sometime in July,
August.
or beginning of August, we said.
Yeah.
So that's our goal right now. So we got to look at some dates and try to plan a live auction. Conky, what do you think?
Sounds like fun. I like live auctions because I started off going to live auctions. This online bullshit's a nice way to buy stuff, but you don't get the experience.
It's an event. It's fun.
Yeah.
to go see the people, the different stuff, get to touch it, actually see the stuff with, I mean, pictures are all great, but there's nothing better than going to a live auction, seeing it, touching it, smelling it, and people like smelling it. For example, you might buy something and you could get it and it's smoke damage because someone had it in a house and they smoked cigarettes for the last 10 years, 20, 30 years in that house, and you get it and it's covered in yellow, but the picture didn't show it, and it smells like smoke. And these guys both know what I'm talking about because you guys both had stuff that's collectible, but it's smoke damaged. And now the price is like, you'll see it on eBay listed all the time, smoke-free house, or came from a smoke-free environment. And there's reasons, because it lowers the value.
Or we all have, I don't know about all of us, but I know we name our units. So, I mean, I'm sure some of us have some good names for some of our units that are interesting enough that if you had any of that stuff in your hands, you would might even smell it.
I just want to say something about the live auctions. When I first started going to auctions, it was mostly Kiko auctions, and then I started going to a guy's name was Jim Stoltz. He's gone now; he passed away, but he had. The name of his auction house was I-77 Auctions. And then I think when he moved, because it was I-77 Auctions because he was right off of the interstate, but he moved. He might have renamed it at that point. But anyway, when we went to the Kiko auctions, there was an auctioneer there, and I don't know whether he was a Kiko or not, but his name was Lenny. I still see him at the Kiko auctions when I go there once in a while. His name's Lenny. And I remember being at a live auction one time, and he's calling the bids, and he's a really good auctioneer. Okay. And I was bidding against somebody, and I was done. I was not going to put in another bid. Okay. And the other guy was the high bidder, and he comes back to me, and he's looking for, 50. He says, I believe I would. And when he said that, yeah, you know what? I'll throw in another bid. And I forget whether I got it or not. But you're never going to get that on an online auction. You're never going to get that extra bid because the auctioneer is that damn good on an online auction. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And it's just one of those things because an auctioneer can work a crowd. In a J&J unit, it's a perfect example. It stalled out at $1,000. And I sat there like a real estate auction. I stepped back. Talked about it, let everyone sat there and think about it and let it stew for a little bit instead of closing out the auction, which would have been an easy thing to do, which a lot of auctioneers would just close it out. It's at $1,000 done. Then we got it up to $2,700. Now, for me, it was good. For my client, it was good. For the person whose storage unit was, it turned out good to them even because they probably got money back. And J&J, it was good for them. So that was a win-win-win-win.
Oh, I bet J&J probably still wishes they'd have got it for $1,000.
Of course they do. But they would have bought it 10 times again for $2,700.
Yeah, especially
Lord would have bought it for $2,700 knowing now what he knows.
I think everybody would.
Just one tote paid for the whole unit. But that's how it works sometimes. And man, I had some great totes today in this unit. I don't know when this video is coming out. I was starting to think because I bought this 10x40. I got 2 videos from that unit, and we're gonna do the battle of the sides. I thought the one side was good, and then the other side was like, oh my gosh, I think this one might be better. So that was good. And then so that's probably gonna be the next video. Maybe I do this video. I don't know. I got to figure that out by tomorrow. I got lots of time. Oh yeah, and then I got to move a whole house. Somehow edit in a video, and it's 10:20 at nighttime, and I haven't had dinner, and I'm still in my building. God bless America. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what fun employment will bring you. You got to work hard. And these guys right here, they both know about working hard. And on that note, we're going to say a quick prayer, and then we got to get this thing moving. I got to get some stuff done. Lord, thank you for bringing us together in your name. Appreciate you. All you've done for me today, keeping me safe. And Lord, the people out there that are trying to cause evil and issues in the world, just try to help them best way you see fit, Lord, instead of causing problems and damage and destruction in the world where they can actually help and do better things and make the world a better place come into their hearts, Lord, and show them the right way. We appreciate all the gifts and everything you've bestowed upon our life. And anyone out there that's watching that might need some extra help, guidance, they might be going through some trouble, problems, dealing with a death, anything out there, Lord, help them the best way that you see fit. And we appreciate all you've given us. Amen.
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 And once again, we appreciate all you guys checking us out. We got Conky's show, 8 o'clock Saturday. Conky's Flipping Adventures. Check him out. You get to see him and Noreen. Who knows what? I mean, I think the last show was taken off YouTube within the first 5 minutes, but and then you get to see the Eddie cam. And then how'd that work out, Conky?
It worked out really well. It's something I can do a lot more with, and it doesn't cost me $100 and some a year. So win-win.
It's a win-win. So check out Conky's Flipping Adventure. And then Roy, he's got his auction. It's ending Monday. Starts ending what, 6 o'clock? 7 o'clock?
Wow, actually, it's either 6 or 7.
So
Since it's a large one, I didn't see.
Monday. And it's at Avery's All In or Recycle Neo. Just go to Recycle Neo right there. Or if you go to their YouTube channel page, there's a spot there that says other like website and stuff. Just click on there. Then you click on it, it says go to auction. Just click right to go into auction. You'll see it. Star Wars
7 p.m.
figures,
Eastern.
uranium glass, all kind of collectibles, antiques. They ship all across the United States as long as it's shippable. Make sure it's shippable. And
I got a video coming out tomorrow. It's a day in the life where I took some video of that day and we picked up another consignor. So that'll be coming out tomorrow so people can see kind of what's in this sale, what's in the next sale, what was in the last sale, just the stuff that we're selling lately, the good vintage toys, collectibles, a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. But that video, a day in the life, will be tomorrow. And Saturday, we'll be doing part 2 of that video. I did a live, and I'm gonna edit it down and show more of the house and some figures that are in this sale too, like the Star Wars figures and stuff. So I'll have 2 videos in the next few days that are gonna highlight the sale that is up right now at www.recycleneo.com that starts ending Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Awesomeness.
Cool.
So we got a busy, well, Conky and I, we got a busy morning ahead of us. And the problem is I'm going to have to keep lifting Conky's, mouth off the ground. Conky, isn't it? So
I'm not going to be that bad.
It won't be that bad unless we open a whole tote. It's just all red lines. Like I said, I have no clue what we're going to find. Like I said, I barely looked through a lot of stuff. I just knew. And, there's times you go in the house and you just know.
Yep.
Just sign the contract. Let's do this. Right? Let's get it done. The best, I talked to a lady today, and she's like, I said, I'll bring a 26-foot box truck. She's like, good, take everything you can. You better fill that thing all the way to the ceiling. And I said, I will. So she's excited about us coming and taking everything. So, but once again, if you guys haven't seen the whole thing, unfortunately, I had to I didn't call the police. They called the police on me because the guy lied about me breaking into the house. So anyways, going to be more stuff coming out about that. It might be a while because I have to wait for some police camera video and all that stuff, So I don't know how long that's going to take to get that from them. But it's one of those things I hate doing. Someone took advantage of me, and it's my fault. And I'm big enough man to say, hey, I screwed up, and I shouldn't have put myself in that position. But someone used their elderly mom to make me feel like, so sad that someone would ever even do that. But when you're dealing with liars and thieves, nothing can't put past anybody. A snake is a snake, they said. And my last thing I'll on the parable, right? And you guys probably heard this before. And an Indian is walking on his horse, and he sees a snake that got stepped on by another horse, and it's barely moving on the road. And the Indian comes down, Native American, and goes, you know what? I'll take this. I'm going to help get it back to health. I love nature. I love all creatures. So he takes that snake, feeds it, gets it back. Snake starts doing good, and the snake bites him. And he looks at the snake, and he said, why? I did everything for you. I brought you back to life. I'm a snake. And that's just the ghost. A snake's a snake. So just remember, don't matter what you do for them, try to help them. Anything else, that snake will still bite you at the end of the day. So never trust the snake. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, check out Conky's Flipping Adventures. Check out Roy. He's got some videos coming out, plus his awesome auction. Check out my auction, secondsense.com. And I got some awesome videos coming out. And if you haven't seen all the change counting videos from this awesome change money cash hoarder unit, and I've over $3,000 found in just money. And that's just the stuff I cashed in and counted, not counting all the collectible money and all the other stuff. So, wow. Take a look at those videos. And anything else you want to say, Coggy?
I just good night, everybody, and I'll try not to, freak out too much tomorrow.
No prices, Coggy. You can freak out. There's no prices. Roy, anything you want to say?
Good night, and hopefully we'll see some of you Thursday.
Next Thursday. Winking Wizard, Peninsula, Ohio. 7 o'clock. Meet Noreen and Conky in the kissing booth. But you guys don't get to kiss them. They just kiss each other. It's kind of weird. You can pay $1 and they kiss each other.
Yeah, there you go. And a word of advice.
Every time you give Conky $1, they kiss.
Conky's
got to go along with a huge wad. You're going to be buying dinner, Conky. And you better bring some chapstick because Noreen's lips are going to be chapped.
I've never needed chapstick. I've always been just fine without it.
Oh, there you go. That's because she probably has a nice chapstick on for you.
There you go.
Everyone have a great night. Until